How's it going, everybody? My name is October, and welcome back to another devlog video. So, I just wanted to go ahead and make a channel update because it's been several months since I did one of these, and I took a little break. Now that I've uploaded for a couple of weeks relatively consistently at this point, I figured it'd be a good time to make one of these and just talk about, like, what my plans are for the future and stuff. So, where to begin? Well, as you can tell, I've been back to uploading Deadlock Dailies. I originally was going to try and upload 2 videos a day, but I'm really not that much of a psycho, just to be 100% honest with you. And even if I have the facilities to get that done, the amount of time it takes just to upload 2 games at 1440p with a 100,000 kilobit bitrate, stats for you nerds if you would ever understand if you've ever tried to upload videos. With the in-town internet upload speed that I have, it just takes a little too long. Like, I'm talking like probably 3 hours of just uploading, and that doesn't include me, like, making thumbnails or anything like that. So, basically, I've got my work cut out for me, and I've decided it's probably best to just, I don't know, do things the way that I did them before, which is upload, like, a video a day if I can swing it. And I'm still sort of trying to figure out, like, what sort of format I want the Deadlock Dailies to be in. Like, you know, originally I was doing only standard mode, and I was trying to edit it highly, and I was trying to make thumbnails, but I'm like, do I want to do that anymore? Because it takes a long time every single day to do that. You're talking about from recording a game, which is anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes most of the time. And then editing, you know, the longer ones will take a little bit longer, probably an hour-ish, hour and a half. And then making a thumbnail and uploading the video, you're talking like a 3 or 4, maybe even 4.5 hour process, basically every day. And while it's not impossible for me, like, obviously I've been trying to do it, and I've been doing it on most days, it just isn't something that I don't know if that's what I want to, like, keep doing, right? You know, do I just not edit them really at all and just upload, like, a game, cut out maybe my deaths, and if other people say some, like, cringe gamer words or something? Or maybe I continue to try and keep editing them the way that I have been? I don't know what works better. But the other thing that I find very important for, like, the potential future growth of this channel is that I just have to be better at being entertaining. There are a lot of times in these dailies where it's like, I can't even find good clips to use because for 15 minutes of the 30-minute game, I'm just sitting in complete silence, trying to focus on what I'm doing, because oftentimes I'm doing something like playing a character I'm really bad at, like I'm doing right now in this background footage with Infernus. If you can't tell, I'm doing this in post, obviously, if you haven't figured that out by now. But I'm typically just, like, locked in, or I find myself getting upset, which is something I've been trying to work on a bit, like, just not be so mad anymore when I play the game. Maybe it'll help now that Celeste is nerfed. Maybe I'll finally stop being so, upsetty spaghetti about everything. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I want things to be formatted going forward, so I'm going to experiment with some things, actually making thumbnails, just taking screenshots from the games like I've done for some of them as well. And I think that's everything for Deadlock Daily. So, after Deadlock Daily, I've been wanting to try and do, like, once a week, sort of just, like, discussion-style videos. So I did the Vindicta item tier list a couple weeks ago, and then I did the We Need to Have a Serious Talk About Deadlock Standard Mode video. Check that out if you haven't already. And then this week, I decided to make another MIDI-low tier list, because I've done those before. They perform well, because tier lists are like the cheat codes, the YouTube ELO potion, if you will, to, like, getting decent views on a video. I don't want to do them all the time, but, you know, it's been a couple months, so I figured it'd be fun to do one. But yeah, I'm going to try and continue to do those, like, discussion-style videos once a week, if I can swing it, you know, anywhere from a week to every 10 days. And I do want to start to work on some bigger videos again. Now, you've heard me talk about bigger videos before, and I've always failed to deliver. But now that I've gotten back into the flow of editing, and some things in my personal life have changed as well that make me just feel, like, a lot more comfortable and happy devoting time to this. So just to give a little bit of added context, with the way that my job is, I end up having to work sevens to kind of survive and keep myself and my partner afloat. And if you never worked sevens before, it's really not that bad with my job for a while. But when you get to day like 21, 22 of working sevens, it can be pretty rough. And that was what I was doing in my long break. I also did just kind of get a little bored of Deadlock, to be honest, because all we had was balance patches, and I got very exhausted after all the changes with the Rift as well and the Urn. Like, now that the game is sort of settled in that regard and it feels pretty okay, I think that I've had a lot more fun. And then obviously the ranked update came out, that got a lot of people back. And while things have been hit or miss, I've found it to be mostly enjoyable. Having a way to learn new characters without it technically counting against me is great. But yeah, so I want to try and work on some bigger videos in the future. And by big, I don't mean like, 2-hour-long movie videos or anything like that, but like things like a top 10 most annoying Deadlock characters tier list. Or, a top 10 least annoying, like my top 10 favorite design Deadlock characters list. Or, a top 10 most annoying items, top 10 favorite items, things like that. That's a series of videos that I think I want to do. I mentioned this several months ago when I made like my very first one of these, but at some point I would like to do like playing 25 games on each character, and I am not in the position to do that right now. More than anything, it's actually a storage problem than it is like a time issue, because if it was a time issue and not a storage issue, I could just record them and then edit them whenever I feel like it. But the problem is that it takes up so much storage space. I only have about 400 gigabytes of free space, and recording all those games is going to take up the majority of that, and that's before I render anything. And rendering the video at upscaling it to 1440p so I can get a better bitrate on YouTube, it's a lot of storage space. You're talking like probably 350 gigs plus of storage space for one video. So those are kind of big commitments, but I would like to get to some of those in the future. I also am going to continue to work on things like my subscribe skits. I'm still using the old ones. I really need to go back and remake a couple of them now that I know a little bit more what I'm doing. And yeah, is there anything else in regards to that? I don't think so. I don't quite feel ready to stream yet. I haven't been able to get my new desk. I have 2 monitors and I have a CPU that can handle it now, but I haven't really felt the desire to want to do that. So that's something that I can hopefully start by the end of the year, but it's not going to start right now. As for anything else, I did have a playlist at one point that I was calling Road to Eternus. And the idea was that when I was planning on uploading 2 videos a day, to upload my ranked games to that playlist unedited, and like just have that as a catalog of games up until the point that I eventually reach Eternus, which I hope that I will someday, even though we are very, very far away right now. That may come back at some point in the future, but it's not on the cards right now. It just doesn't really make sense to split the Deadlock dailies into a different playlist. So I'm just not going to do it. That is going to be privated from this point forward. And yeah, honestly, outside of the channel update ideas that I have, I mean, there are things that I want to do, of course, like get a channel banner, get some, like an actual, like, outro. I don't know exactly what to call it, but like an outro clip, kind of like old school style, where you'd have some of those. A lot of YouTubers will have like a graphic on their outro, and then they've got like their videos and stuff like that. I'd like to get some of those made at some point, but those things are going to cost money because I for damn sure can't make them myself at this point in time. I think that's probably going to wrap up most of what I have to say in regards to the channel. The game has felt a lot better, as I mentioned a lot earlier. There were some issues, Celeste was like turbo broken for a while, and then turbo broken and very visibly before us for about a week and a half or a week. But she's been nerfed recently. I'm not sure if, like, how big those nerfs are going to be, because I really don't play a lot of Celeste, and I didn't read them too carefully. I just saw a lot of Celeste abilities got tuned down, and I was like, okay, I think this is probably good enough for now. But yeah, I don't really think I have anything else to say. Like, this This background footage that I recorded is like 40 minutes. I don't have enough to say in that regard. I'm not going to sit here and ramble for 40 minutes and waste your time. So I hope you've enjoyed. For the few of you that might listen to this, thank you for all the support on the tier list videos. I mean, they have a combined like combined like 9,000 views, 10,000 views, something like that. So thank you so much for all that, and for the support on the Deadlock Dailies as well. Appreciate all y'all. If I have anything else to say, I will maybe make a post about it. But yeah, hope you have a good one. Peace.